Hello and welcome, my Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your Path of True Love reading for April 2020. I am your reader, Markangelo Lyons, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Joining the Circle Productions, and Leo Rising. So I'm looking forward to this one for myself, actually. Been a little busy doing spiritual counseling for people, getting them through this crisis that we are going through. A lot of people going through it. So glad to be serving in general Virgo Sun that I am, but very, very happy to be serving my Leonine pride, so to speak. If you are new to my channel, please do like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, because I have been doing live streams. I've been doing super chats, 11 a.m., 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. A little different every time I do it too, just reaching out, helping people get through this from my lovely home in Holbrook, Long Island, New York. That being said, let's get down to business for this reading. It is a general read. Please take what resonates, leave what does not. Check your other signs. And please comment in the description box if something really does resonate for you, because it kind of gives me that sense of, okay, cool, good, I'm glad I'm helping, right? Feeling a little isolated, but glad to be doing the work. You get me, I am, after all, Leo Rising. Trying to keep my sense of humor. This Path of True Love reading, if you aren't new to my channel, is a little bit different. It's in the description box. Because so many people are isolated and living alone, the idea of doing relationship-based spreads, which this isn't, Path of True Love is your path, right? It's your spiritual path, your healing path, through the lenses of your relationship, your hero's journey through the challenges of relationships on planet Earth, particularly during a time like this. So this is about learning how to be the mate of your own soul, your own soulmate. Because even when we are interacting with other people face-to-face closer than 6 feet, we still have to be our own soulmates, because how are you going to be a soulmate to somebody else unless you're a mate to your own soul? Follow? Cool. So these have been fun. It's only 10 cards, going around 30, 40-ish minutes, maybe a little longer, a little shorter. So if we can all focus on our breath as we do this, as I will be doing every time I shuffle or pull a card, I can get you clear guidance and grace. If you're doing the same, you'll be able to feel what resonates and what doesn't. Cool. Here we go. Nice deep breath, please. We are going to start with the Carolyn Mace archetype cards to get you count on one archetype card to help you focus on the lead and gold in your own energy field of what alchemy can be going down for you this month, April 2020. Shall we? Here we go. My collective pantheons of angels, gods, goddesses, masters, and the higher selves of all involved, please, one card in clarity for the Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. What is the dominant archetype that they can embrace within themselves, from lead to gold, from shadow to light, from toxic to healthy, so that they can love and heal and approve and forgive themselves, heal themselves, being the mate of their own souls for April 2020. Here we go. Let's look. Ooh, the Divine Family Guide archetype. I love the Guide archetype. The shadow attribute places financial gain and control over imparting spiritual insight. Look, I am a guide. I'm a spiritual counselor, and obviously through this work, I've been doing this. It'll be 40 years this year that I've been studying and reading tarot. And I have always said, it's like I will never turn somebody away because of money, but I also know when people are taking advantage. Why? Because I'm wicked intuitive with that Pisces moon of mine. So, just keep that in mind, that you have your own guidance and your own grace to guide yourself as well. But be careful of placing financial gain and control over. It's like, well, I will tell you this, but you have to do what I want you to do. I'll guide you. You have to do everything I say to the letter. You can feel how toxic that is. But the light attribute, which is so beautiful, represents the nature of the divine in life and in yourself. That the divine loves us. The divine wants us to walk these pathways, wants us to make mistakes so that we learn. So it's not that the guidance is always wrong, even when we don't hear the right guidance exactly accurately. Life, the divine plan, is self-correcting. So, and particularly once you start looking into quantum physics and quantum theory, you get that, well, if one of me says yes, there's another quantum a quantum virgin. Now there's a new one. That's a new trip over my own tongue. It's like a good name for a band, though, Quantum Virgin. One goes right, one goes left, and one goes forward, one goes diagonal, right? So we can't get it wrong, and we're all going to learn, and that's the point of being incarnate on planet Earth, not just during this time of global crises, but, you know, in every era, right? There's always been issues, things that we need our guidance for. And this might very well be your own ability to tune to your own guidance and grace, regardless of the apparent chaos going on around you. It's a good thing to have, my Leos. Absolutely. Let's ask the angels what they say about that, because that's like 1 out of 10 cards that's going to hit the table. So let's ask the Healing with the Angels Oracle about what angel is walking with you to help you heal, right? Something that you can tune into to get yourself through this happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise as your own soulmate. Please breathe. My angels, please, 1 card in clarity. For the Leo Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, please. What's the healing angel that walks with them on the path of true love for April 2020 to help them be their own soulmate? Let's have a look. New love. Lovely, lovely. Now, new love of self, one would think, being the nature of the path of true love reads this time around. Loving of self, loving of the inner child. But it could be new love of a new book, and maybe. But with this card of guidance that you're being guided to new love, maybe it's the new love of the divine. Like, the other night I had this migraine, did what I could to heal it, right? Laid down, started to pray, and I just started weeping tears of love for the divine. It was overwhelming, but it healed the migraine, or at least it released some pressure, I guess. So a new experience of love for us. I'm going to say us in that, because you know, aside from internet connections, no one's coming to my house. I'm not leaving in my house. I have a pizza on its way. Meatball and cheese, my favorite thing on earth. So keeping that in mind, like write that down. Oh, there's a new love coming, but it can be a new love, not just of someone, but of something. And maybe even yourself or the gods, the angels, the masters, etc. A spiritual awakening in terms of a new love. Very exciting. And to get a little bit more detail, speaking of the gods, we are going to be using the Daughters of the Moon Tarot to represent the voices and the POVs, the point of views of the goddesses and gods. Usually I just do it for the goddesses in these readings, but I figured let's keep it to 10 cards because upload times have been ridiculous with everybody using the internet. So the shorter the video and the more I can get jammed in here, the better and the faster the upload times. So doing my best there, Virgo that I am, right? So let's ask the gods and goddesses what they see for you. Element spread, fire, earth, air, water, spirit. Here we go. This is half the spread. 5 of the 10 cards. Please breathe. My gods and my goddesses sacred. Please, top 5 cards, element spread for the Leo Collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Please, 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 please. Can you show us element of fire, what it is that they want, that they desire, the element of earth, what they have, the element of air, what they think, the element of water, what they feel, and the element of spirit, the point of view or of the voice of the soul to which they are mating. They have the opportunity to mate. So fire, earth, air, water, spirit, in terms of them becoming their own soulmate. That was very clear for the Leo Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. April 2020. Maiden, mother, crone. It's probably the only traditional thing I do is cut 3 times left hand, maiden, mother, crone. Let's see what we got. What's your element of fire? Well, what it is that you want is success. And certainly here that we have sort of like a Special Olympics wheelchair race going on here. The Six of Pentacles, which is certainly about balanced earth, but here is about breakthrough and perhaps under handicap. Now, in a way, we're all sort of handicapped, and I'm very careful with that word. What I mean is that we're not really able to go where we want to go and do what we want to do. We are sheltering in place. We are self-quarantining, whatever words you want to use that. And I have to be careful as a YouTube content creator recently monetized, right? So I'm kind of dancing around. But we all know what's going on. Cool? So what you want is to kind of keep going, keep moving forward, build that momentum. There is a card of victory in this deck, but it's element of fire, but it is also a 6. Yeah, the Six of Flames, yeah, I think so. So this is more in terms of that physically overcoming something. And with that guidance and new love card there, the guide archetype with that card of new love, I could see that really being in this thing of, well, regardless of what's going on, I still want to love. I still want to feel my own spirituality, my own heart chakra open. I mean, a lot of the work that I've been doing on the YouTube Super Chats has been about helping the empathic, right? Helping people learn how to love the emotions that are coming up inside of them for their well-being and to help clear the quantum field of some of this extra pressure going on, right? Sometimes it's the only thing that the Divine Feminines can do is the energy work. Remember, we are all one in this. We are all in this together, right? That's your element of fire, what you want. What's your element of earth, what you got? Excellent. What you have is the seed of happiness, the Ace of Cups. That it's in there. Now, they say, the mystics really for thousands of years in all these different spiritual traditions, that happiness is our natural state. Eckhart Tolle says joy, some say happiness, some say bliss. It depends on who you read, who you study. But that it is in there. And remember this important truth. Your happiness is a benefit to all of life. I know with the news that comes through, it almost feels like a guilty thing, right? To feel happy, to find happiness. But what about infecting the quantum field with your own seed of happiness? Remember, it's an ace. It's the One of Cups, right? Something that you have to nurture and grow into it. Perhaps through like appreciation or gratitude or, you know, sending love in a new way to those you love through prayer, through meditation, light a candle, plant a seed, you know, so to speak, to really channel that happiness and that love. And I have found that happiness really comes when you let go of blame, but that's a step-by-step process too, and a whole other story. So there is your fire, there is your earth. Let's see what's going on in your element of air. Thank you, heating system. I forgot to turn it off, but I want to get our reading done here. Ooh. Well, what's on your mind is the wanderer. Might mean that the mind is wandering. Mine has been. Like even my meditations, it's been like, whoa, the next thing I know, I'm circling Uranus, the planet, you dirty so-and-sos. The Nine of Flames here, we're used to seeing it in the Rider-Waite, you know, the dude with the bandage, like, stay away from my wands, man. This is a little bit different. This we have a woman with her wagon, with her covered wagon, like a gypsy, I guess you could say, in that idea of wandering, trying to find from the Nine of Flames, where is that 10th flame, that completion of desire. And look, we've got a lot of wheels going on here so far. So this could be your mind is thinking about travel, is thinking about moving on, thinking about questing. I mean, you really can see this in a way as wandering on the path of true love. But do remember, not all who wander are lost, particularly when you've got the guide archetype dominant. Now, this could be wandering through philosophy. This could be wandering through anything of interest and desire, but reflecting from this element of fire in your air position to this earth card of success, Six of Pentacles, in your fire, your desire here, that there is a very strong potential here for success. I'm going to say at least in the inside right now, unless this is really about metaphorically well, if it is metaphorically traveling rather than literally traveling, I think you get what I'm saying. That the destination, you may not know exactly where it is, but there is a journey, a path, a hero's journey unfolding. What's going on in your element of water? What you feeling? Well, your first major arcana card, and it is the card of the witch, the magician, in this deck, about coming into alignment. The decision to come into alignment. Technically the first card of the major arcana. The witch is about aligning your mind, your emotions, your desires, and your physicality, your actions with spirit, fire, earth, air, water, spirit. So again, with this card of the divine archetype going on here with new love, this may very much be birthing itself through your heart chakra, through your emotions. Now, I know people think water as being the only symbol for emotions. But to be honest with you, the symbol of Leo, like if you look at the symbol, I was told, looks like the carotid artery, which is here. So courage, another thing connected to Leo, like the cowardly lion, right? The lion-hearted. To have courage and bravery here with this card of the witch might very well be an aspect of emotional magic, emotional shifts, emotional manifestation, where you may very well be wandering in the mind in terms of focusing on what it is that you want on this journey in a very perhaps fulfilling way, because it's a 9, though not quite a 10, and that really channeling through your emotional system, but aligning with spirit, aligning with your choices, your desires, your thoughts, all of it, and probably making some change in the quantum field for your own life and for the well-being of all. That perhaps there is a new sort of love magic that's being born on the planet right now. Unity, consciousness, fifth dimensional love magic. I like that. I think I'm going to have to play with that. Moon's in Cancer as we speak. I like that idea. Let's see what happens with that. Last card down for the element spread. The position of spirit, the point of view or the voice of the soul to which you are mating. My darlings, you got the Hermit card, right? The wise one, the Kaliach, she who rides alone and rides above, right? She's literally riding a gray horse over Stonehenge, or at least some sort of stone circle there, seeing things from a higher perspective. So my sense of this is the message for the voice of the soul, right? The point of view of the soul is, yes, you may very well be isolated right now, even if it's with people in the same domicile, in the same house, that this is a time really for you to be loving yourself, to connect mystically, to follow the guidance and the grace of your own interior connection with the divine. And it really says in here, represents the nature of the divine in life and in yourself. Remember, we are divine. Now I can put that in pagan context really easily. We are the hidden children of the gods, but how often hidden to ourselves, right? We think that we're human beings. No, we're divine beings playing the roles of human beings. That makes sense? I'm not the first to say it, right? We are heaven incarnate in earth, so to speak. And, all mystical traditions say that in one way, shape, or form, but not every spiritual system is a mystical tradition. There's a difference between spiritual and mystical in my experience. Anything can be spiritual. A demon is spiritual. Ghosts are spiritual. But mystical involves the divine. So there's a perhaps semantics, perhaps not. You got 3 more cards down. These will help illuminate. We'll pop up the picture and see what else rises, shall we? Nice deep breath. Oh, the Ascended Masters, please. 1 card in clarity. Using the Chuck Spezzano Love Pack with 4 suits in it. I'll call them out as I go. Please, my Ascended Masters, 1 card in clarity for the Leo Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, please. 1 card, a piece of luck, a piece of grace, a piece of healing, or a piece of a problem for the Leo Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, that they can partner with their own souls, right? Be their own soulmates, mate with their own souls on the path of true love for April 2020. Please, just one card. Just please put it right in my hand, and there it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You've got one of the healing cards of communication. Now, that could be spirit communication. There does seem to be a little dominance thing here of the divine, communication with the divine, but certainly this could mean communication with another person. So as much as it can be communication between lower self, higher self, right? Ourselves and our gods, ourselves and our angels. I mean, I am a communicator. I'm a soul number 3, numerologically. So I communicate a lot, and obviously this is a form of communication. But there's something healing about this for you. So should you need to get things off your chest, from the heart chakra, out the throat chakra, up into the third eye and out, remember to reach out and touch someone. God, I haven't heard that in a long time. That was an old phone commercial jingle, corporate thingy, tagliney thing. So do keep that in mind, that there is great healing for you through communication right now, whether it's with a confidant, a friend, or even if it's just kind of like texting, being on social media, feeling connected. Although I'm not feeling that's dominant, that's what we're all sort of doing right now. But with the card of healing, it is that sense of connection. So whether it is connecting to the divine or connecting with a friend, a family member, and if you are sheltering in place with other people, by all means, make sure that you are communicating clearly and trying to come from the heart, because it does feel like what you've got going on here in your tarot, there's a great opportunity for success and happiness and this sense of completion, but your emotions are really a key part of the magic and the manifestation here. While the soul is almost sort of saying keep it to yourself, but with that card of communication, that might be communicating your needs clearly and communicating your heart's desires. But I'm a big believer in don't hand your bubble to bubble poppers. Right? People who are just like, that's stupid. Right? Let's get you a healing mantra card from the Healing Mantra deck by Matt Kahn. One side of the card is the name of the mantra, the other side of the card is the mantra itself, and that's all that's written on a card. So I'm going to use the name of the mantra to look it up in the wonderful little book. Look, I'm not getting any like kickbacks or payment from Matt Kahn or Hay House. I just really love this deck. I pick at least one of these a day. And if I don't pick one a day, it's because the one I picked the day before is still working me, so I'm digging it. Let's find out what your healing mantra is on the path of true love for April 2020, shall we? Voices of the Ascended Masters, please breathe. Because I have to say, Leos, this feels really good, this reading for you. So please, my Ascended Masters, one card in clarity, what is the perfect healing mantra for the Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs on the path of true love for April 2020, please? The healing mantra for them on the path of true love, April 2020, Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Invoking self-realization. Each breath confirms how awake I already am. Each breath confirms how awake I already am. Now, when I've gotten this card, I have focused on breath work. What I'm asking you to do now, partner with your breath. That the breath is the chi, the prana, the soul, the spirit, the higher self, the divine itself, right? So what a good idea with all of this magic coursing through your emotional field and the element of air in communication. And what's going on with the element of air is this thinking about your desires, that if you're going to pray, if you're going to meditate, partner with your breath, consciously, deliberately breathe. Invoking self-realization. Each breath confirms how awake I already am. Self-realization is a spontaneous remembrance of your interaction to all that is. Okay, right? Interacting through breath. You are willing to embrace your individuality as a unique expression of source in physical form, manifestation of the quantum unity through individuality. By aligning with the breath, you see that while you appear to be a person, it is the universe that breathes everything into existence. Contemplate that. That's a neat one. This mantra is ideal for reducing stress, hells yeah, managing pain, oh yeah, emotional, physical, psychological pain, and relaxing the nervous system. Invoking self-realization, each breath confirms how awake I already am. If you count the cards, that's 9. We got one more for you, and that would be the Whispers of Love Oracle, which will be the voices of, I should say, our higher selves. This is the first of my signs that we're doing, but guess what? I am Leo rising, Virgo sun, Libra, Venus in Libra, and Pisces moon. So this one and these next few. Trying not to take them too personally, but what are you going to do when you're the reader and you're empathic and intuitive and you got the guide archetype staring you in the face? Let's see what the higher selves say, shall we? Breathe. Oh, that feels good. One more, please. Oh, the higher selves have all involved, mine included, please. One card in clarity for the Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, please. What's going on? What's the whisper of love that you got for us? Some say that the higher self is the soul. Some say it's not. Moot point for right now for where we are on planet Earth. So still, whether you are the higher self, whether the higher self is the soul that in which we mate and mate with or not, please, one card in clarity for the Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs for the Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs on the path of true love, April 2020. Receive with love and appreciation. Receiving something lovingly from others is a way of showing love. And I have to tell you, the immediate hit I get on this is that we're receiving it in terms of our emotions, our intuitions, our feelings. And what are we receiving? We are receiving guidance. And what does it feel like? It feels like a new kind of love coming in. Like we're downloading such a high quality of light, again, through the breath to help integrate it, to release and relax the nervous system so it can translate it. Receive what's coming in. This does really feel like through spirit, particularly with the wise one, she who rides alone in that position of spirit, the point of view, the voice of the soul. So let's put this together for you, shall we? I'll pop up the picture for you and we'll have the overview. Nice deep breath. Magic clamp. We start you off with the guide archetype in the shadow, places financial gain and control over imparting spiritual insight. The light attribute represents the nature of the divine in life and in yourself. I do feel like this whole reading, this spread, is about you getting guidance for yourself of what you need to embrace and heal within yourself, and then, in a way, guiding others, hence that card of communication there. And what does this feel like with these angels? New love, that perhaps we're experiencing heightened aspects of well-being that feel like true love coursing through us in a new way. Now, looking at what you want, the Six of Pentacles, of course you're wanting to overcome obstacles in your life right now. You're wanting that physical balance. You're wanting to be happy, healthy, wealthy, wise. And what you have there is you could start with happy, because the One of Cups in the Daughters of the Moon is called happiness. But it is a seed. It's something that, you have to nurture in order to get it from the 1 to the 10, where the 10 of Cups in this deck is called Inanna's House of Heaven, the card of ecstasy. So from happiness to ecstasy is a journey here, a seed to all of your cups then overflowing. And what's going on in the element of air here? We are looking at the Nine of Flames, the Wanderer. That though it might feel like you are wandering, with that guide archetype so strong right next to it, that you are being guided. Not all who wander are lost. Trust your intuition. Trust your guidance, trust your grace, trust the divine in whatever form, name, or shape you choose to see it in and through, because in your emotional field, in the element of water here, you've got the card of the Witch, literally about channeling spirit down through the air, through the fire, through the water, into the earth. So I really feel like you might be, in a way, and I don't like using this word very often, channeling guidance for yourself and for others with that card of communication. So that can be interdimensional spirit communication. God, I think I hate that phrase worse. It's so tinfoil hat woo-woo land for a New Yorker witch. But that again, looking up at that card that you've got in the spirit position, the wise one, the hermit, that this is something that is happening within you. And if you are completely isolated, which I'm sure many of us are, not necessarily fun for the Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, but that there is a mystical union, or at least an opportunity for that, with a great deal of guidance and grace and love pouring forth from the divine, perhaps for you to then channel into the world through what? Your fifth house, creativity, to give you what? Good fortune, like that success card in the fire position. Jumping over here to the cards from the Ascended Masters, you've got communication as well as invoking self-realization. So that card of communication, yes, could certainly be between you and your higher self. Hold on one second. Hey man, my pizza showed up a half hour early. I'm ordering from that place again soon. They are right around the corner. So where were we? Oh yeah. So with this card of communication, with this card of invoking self-realization. I mean, self-realization is one of the steps to the path of enlightenment. This is really kind of cool for us Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs for 1 month. But it would make sense if we're in this place of isolation, particularly with the Hermit card up top there, that we are going to be realizing, in other words, making real the truth of our own divinity here. And what's the mantra that they give us? Each breath confirms how awake I already am. So be present, use that mantra, and focus on your breath to wake yourself up. Wake up, Pearl! Because we have finally here the message from the higher selves. Receive with love and appreciation. Receiving something lovingly from others is a way of showing love. And I do feel like we're going to be receiving guidance. We're going to be receiving communication. And what we do with that guidance through that communication, particularly with this new love, is probably a learning curve for all of us. But overall, this feels really, really, really powerful, particularly if we do want what's in that position of fire, that Six of Pentacles, that physical balance, to break through and move forward regardless of what's happening in the world. So there you have it. That's some reading there for 10 cards on the path of true love. So may the Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed with all that they need on the path of true love for April 2020. That they may have the success that they want through happiness, through the wandering, with spiritual guidance from the divine, with this new love and the manifestation of emotional power, intuition, magic moving through them while they are doing this within their own selves, communicating with it while invoking self-realization through the breath and receiving with love and appreciation. May all this and lovely pizza be manifested for us for the well-being of all. I mean it, so mote it be. And so it is. Thank you for watching. I'm going to go eat my pizza, meatball and cheese. I'm so excited. And wishing you the very best and the very blessed of the path of true love for April 2020, my beloved Leonine pride. Wishing you the very best and the very blessed as we go. Hail. Farewell and blessed, blessed be.